Bright Suns, Till Aspire, Galactic Credits. Can you find a bathroom in Batuu? Did Disney disappoint with Aunt Peru's signature beverage? Find out coming up. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened up in Disneyland in Anaheim on May 31st, which is about 48 hours ago. The 15-acre land is the largest land expansion that Disney has ever brought to any of the parks, besides obviously the parks being built. The land is not just another land, it's bringing you into the world of Star Wars in its own unique planet called Batuu. Guests will find themselves at Black Spire Outpost on Batuu. In the Legends of Star Wars, both Darth Vader and General Thrawn have visited. In Oga's Cantina, you can see the leftover remnants of a battle that happened between the Resistance, or at the time the Rebels, and Darth Vader himself, with many blast marks and battle scars left by Darth Vader and that battle. On the planet we find the presence of the First Order as well as the Resistance, where the First Order has taken control of this outpost, and the Resistance is trying to regain control of this coveted historical outpost. In the land we find about 16 points of interest, ranging from attractions as well as shops and places to eat for food and beverage. Currently, Disney has listed 4 attractions if you look at the guided map, but really only 2 of them are traditional attractions, traditional rides. Unfortunately, only one is open at this time, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. The other is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. It is a state-of-the-art dark ride with autonomous ride vehicles. This land was supposed to open up in a few months, but Disney pushed up the opening because everything was ready for the land except for Rise of the Resistance, which we'll talk about earlier if that was a good thing or a bad thing, at least according to the early reviews. The other 2 attractions, these attractions you really have to pay for to take part in, are Savi's Workshop, which is where you can create your own lightsaber, and the Droid Depot, where you get to create your own unique droid. Additionally, we find many merchandise locations. In my mind and in my review, I'm going to say that there are about 3 different tiers of merchandise locations. The first 2 is those attraction-based merchandise locations of Savi's Workshop as well as the Droid Depot, because you're purchasing a lightsaber, you're purchasing a droid, but you're taking an active role in creating those items. In Savi's Workshop, you go through and you ask for scrap metal. This is one of the most exclusive shops at Galaxy's Edge because it takes $200 to purchase a lightsaber as well as even enter his workshop. So there's a kiosk at the opening of the shop. You give them your $200 and then you're giving a pin that notifies which level of lightsaber you'd like to purchase and create, and then you're given your scrap metal and you walk into the showroom. The showroom is very unique. It is a cave. It's a very secluded area because lightsabers are contraband on Batuu. So they call it scrap metal, so if you are part of the First Order, you'll be clued in that, hey, there's a bunch of people making lightsabers in this workshop. You enter in and you're given your scrap metal, and then you go through all the stages of creating your lightsaber, from selecting your kyber crystal to all the way to selecting your unique hilt as well as guard and pommel pieces. The next stage of the ceremony is you're giving your blade. This next part is a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't know what happens next, you can just mute me for a second and I'll give you an okay sign to come back in this video. The great Frank Oz makes an appearance in Galaxy's Edge as the voice of Yoda in the blade lighting ceremony. You place your lightsaber into a dock where your blade is, and after Yoda, in a sense, gives you his blessing, your lightsaber ignites and you are given your lightsaber to take home at that point. Additionally, with the come back in the video, guys. Additionally, with your $200, you are given a canvas sheath to carry around your blade and lightsaber, and that's what you get. What I've seen from lightsabers so far is that they're pretty good quality. They're metal. It's a lot different than the lightsabers you used to be able to create in Hollywood studios. Those plastic pieces are very bulky. This is a very lean and very elegant looking lightsaber. The next shop, interactive merchandise location, is Droid Depot, where you go through and select every aspect of your droid you're going to create. You have the option to create 2 different astromech droids, either your R2 unit, the traditional R2-D2 style, or a BB droid, which those of you who've seen the recent movies know BB-8. You create that style of. You can go through the parts go down a conveyor belt, and you can create either a smaller version of R2-D2 or BB-8, or there's many different color combinations. You can create any color of droid, astromech droid you'd like. Then you're given a box to put the droid in, and that is $100. What sets it apart from the exclusivity of Asabi's workshop is that you are able to enter into the depot without paying for a droid. So you can go in there, look at all the parts coming down the conveyor belt, and there's also a myriad of other droid-based merchandise in there. If you're looking to spend more money than you already have in Galaxy's Edge, you can purchase a $25,000 one-to-one replica remote-controlled, screen-accurate R2-D2. It's made of metal. It looks exactly like a screen-used prop, screen-used droid in any of the Star Wars movies. I definitely have my eye on that. So if anyone would like to donate some money for me, so when I finally go to Galaxy's Edge to purchase that droid, I'll be able to try to find a way to put a link in the description. Maybe we'll finally start that Patreon and we can make that happen. Next, we have the other set of merchandise locations, which I'm calling kind of in-world merchandise. Kind of brings you deeper into the experience, kind of the set dressing of the land, which you'll find in the marketplace in Batuu are both Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities, and then we have the Creature Stall, as well as the Toydarian Toymaker. Now the two I want to talk about in this video in particular are the Toydarian Toymaker, as well as Don Oktar's Den of Antiquities. Don Oktar's Den of Antiquities is the more higher end bits of merchandise other than the droids and the lightsabers, because these are kind of replicas that you'll find from the movies. You could find busts of some of your favorite characters. You can get a holocron, whether or not you are depending on if you're light side or dark side. And then you also find hero lightsabers. So if you don't want to go through the effort of making your own lightsaber, you could buy any of the heroes' lightsabers, ranging from Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, Mace Windu, a Jedi Temple Guard, all the way to Darth Maul, and now Kylo Ren's lightsaber. These also come with blades, as you also get in Sabi's workshop. Rather than receiving a sheath, you receive a commemorative, exclusive, kind of briefcase-looking packaging, so you can walk around with your lightsaber and keep it protected, because it is an antique in the world of Batuu. Additionally, you can go to the Toydarian Toymaker and purchase toys that kids of Batuu in this world of Star Wars would have purchased. So something other than what you would purchase on Earth. So all the toys of, if you want to buy an R2 toy or a Porg, they look like they're handcrafted and not just kind of manufactured and machined. They have kind of like more of a knit look or a kind of wood carved look, which are really great. And then we have the final tier of merchandise locations, which are the First Order Cargo, Resistance Supplies, as well as Black Spire Outfitters. These locations you'll find some more traditional merchandise. T-shirts, hats, pins, and then they also do have some costuming pieces for if you want to cosplay after you're in Galaxy's Edge, because dressing up in costume is not allowed in Disney parks. I figured they would kind of change that up, seeing as in one of their direct competitors in this space right now is Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Universal, and you're able to wear your house robes in those parks, whereas in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge you are unable to dress up. You are able to Disney bound, which means that you can wear like a jacket that looks like you're part of the world, but you can't go full on with a Jedi robe and wear the hood. That's not allowed. Or even if you're an adult, you can't wear masks, although I believe kids are allowed to wear helmets and masks up to a certain age and a certain height. The reason they do that is so kids aren't confused that you're a cast member, because the cast members are in costume, they are in character as living in Batuu, so that's why they don't like adults to do that. So it's more of a child safety precaution. Lastly, but not least, we have the food and beverage in Batuu. The kind of most anticipated part of Batuu, and it seems that it is currently the most popular location in Batuu, is Oga's Cantina. I mentioned that DJ Rex is in Oga's Cantina offering up the music. we see a lot of similar features that you would see as we saw in A New Hope in that cantina, with the music going on, very unique drinks, very unique atmosphere. It looks really awesome. From what I've seen so far and kind of my analysis of Oga's Cantina is that it is a Star Wars version of Trader Sam's. So in this location, it is a lot of things going on. Everything is reacting to what things you order in the cantina. There's a lot of music going on. It's a very fun location. Also makes it very similar to Trader Sam's is the exclusive mugs that you can purchase with your drinks. Currently in Oga's Cantina, there are 2 exclusive mugs and then 1 flight set. So in Trader Sam's, you're able to purchase a flight of rum. In this location, you get a flight of 4 beers. And then instead of the tiki style cups you receive at Trader Sam's, the cups in Oga's Cantina are actual Rancor teeth, or replicas of Rancor teeth. If you don't know what Rancor is, here's what Rancor looks like. Very scary, but the beer looks good. And then the 2 cups that are most interesting to me as a Star Wars fan, obviously it'd be cool to have the flight of Rancor teeth beer glasses, but we have the Yum Nub, which is a drink that comes in a cup that kind of memorializes the battle on the forest moon of Endor. And then we have the porg drink, which comes in a porg mug, which looks kind of neat. I like porgs. They're not my favorite thing, but when I'll go to Galaxy's Edge, I'm going to get the Yum Nub and get that Battle of Endor mug. There's also very many unique offerings in Oga's Cantina, going from the Blue Bantha, which is a non-frozen version of blue milk, going all the way to the breakfast drink of the Fuzzy Tauntaun. So Oga's Cantina has been one of the most popular locations in the 42 hours that Galaxy's Edge has been open, having lines as long as an hour, and often they cap those lines as a part of crowd management. So if you're going to Galaxy's Edge, make sure you hit up the cantina. The next we have our kind of traditional quick service, similar to like a Cosmic Rays, where it's a quick service location, but there's also tables in the restaurant. We have Docking Bay 7, food and cargo. Like I said, it's very similar to Cosmic Rays. You'll find some more of your traditional foods there, but there's some really awesome desserts like the Batu Bite, which looks like the mirror glazed dome cheesecake we saw in Pandora, and many other great items. Another keynote location is Ronto Roasters. Ronto Roasters is more of a traditional kind of walk up quick service location where there's no real tables in there. You walk up, you grab your food. It's very much like kind of like a concession stand style, but the food is also unique in there as well. Their main dish, and I think the really only savory option other than their turkey jerky, is their Ronto wrap, which you get a piece of pork, poultry-based sausage, and then some slaw and some sauces on top of that. It's a very unique item, and it's all wrapped in a pita. Everything I've heard about that wrap has been really good, and theming in all these restaurants, as well as Ronto Roasters, is very unique and brings you into the world. The main source of heat to cook all the food in the Ronto Roasters location is an old engine for a pod racer. So if you love pod racing and you want to get close to one of the engines, Ronto Roasters is the place to go. Finally, the kind of standalone stands in Batu and Galaxy's Edge are the milk stand as well as Katsaka's kettle. We'll start with Katsaka's kettle because I have some thoughts on the milk stand. Katsaka's kettle is a place where you can get flavor popcorn, where they have 3 different flavors all mixed together, and I've heard really great things. There's some spiciness to it, there's some sweetness. So if you love different flavors, love different textures, Katsaka's kettle is a place to go to get some delicious popcorn. Popcorn is a big thing in Disneyland, Disney World, and I'm glad they brought a unique twist on it for Batu. Finally, the milk stand. For those of you who have been a Star Wars fan for a long time, we saw Aunt Peru serving up blue milk to Luke in A New Hope, and all the way to seeing green milk in these most recent movies. The blue and green milk are Star Wars Galaxy's Edge's response to butterbeer, which we find in which we find in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So far, reviews have been mixed. Certain people love the blue milk, other people love the green milk. The blue milk has more of a kind of floral flavor, whereas the green milk has a sweeter for compared to like Fruity Pebbles. I think as the land has opened for longer and the Disney World location will be opening up in a couple months, I think that Disney World will, or Disney in general, will play with the flavor of the milks because it is their keynote beverage. And if most guests don't like it, it does not bode well for this stand in general. I totally commend them for bringing a signature beverage to the location, and when I go, I'm definitely going to try both because I think it's important for them to have a signature beverage because the blue and green milk have always been these beverages that us Star Wars fans have wanted to try, and I think if they keep developing it and it becomes a really delicious drink, it's going to be, it just adds to the overall appeal of Galaxy's Edge. So that's it for my review of every aspect of the land. Let's talk about the pros and cons of Galaxy's Edge and how you should approach your trip to Galaxy's Edge. So if you have the pleasure of going to Galaxy's Edge in Anaheim, right now it is only reservation only and you'll get 4 hours in the land. So if you're going to Galaxy's Edge, if you're going to Batuu, make sure you prepare yourself and have a game plan for your trip. If you're all about food and beverage, make sure you hit all those locations. If you're all about the rides, hit that ride first. The great thing about this 4-hour window, at first I was very hesitant because it's very exclusive to those who have hotel reservations, Disneyland hotels, and the general public wasn't able to make it in. Now this works for Disneyland very well because many of the guests that will be going to Disneyland are locals. There's a different dynamic between Disneyland and Disney World, where Disney World we have guests planning their vacations months and months, even years in advance, whereas Disneyland it's much more spur of the moment, annual pass holders, locals going to the land. From what I've seen so far, this 4-hour window has been great for most guests because it restricts the amount of people in the land, so wait times aren't as long as they would be if the general public was allowed in, and then it also gives the guests a structured time to enter the land and hit all their locations. My one worry was that there wouldn't be enough time to get everything done in the land, but so far with this reservation period, everyone has gotten everything done. I haven't heard any negative complaints about not being able to hit up a certain shop or attraction when there. Although I think when Disneyland opens to the public, as well as when it opens in Orlando in Florida, we're going to have a lot of crowd issues. Hopefully Disney will be able to manage those. Let's talk about pros and cons so far of Galaxy's Edge and Batuu. I think there are a lot of pros to this land. For one, it's Star Wars. As a Star Wars fan, I've always wanted to enter into the world of Star Wars, and it seems like the Imagineers at Disney have nailed it. From all the pictures and all the reviews so far I've seen, it's been the most immersive land that Disney's ever created. Disney did a great job with sightline management, meaning that if you're sitting at any point in the land, you feel like you're still in the land. If you've gone to Toy Story Land in Orlando, and you look around, sometimes you get a glimpse of other buildings that are in Hollywood Studios, and it kind of brings you out of that. Whereas when you're in Galaxy's Edge, all you see are the black spires, the forests of Batuu, and all the different points and things in the marketplace. So you really feel like you're stuck in that world. Another point to the immersive nature of Galaxy's Edge is that all the cast members are in character. So that can be a good thing and a bad thing, and we'll get into that in just a second. So when you say hello in Galaxy's Edge, you say Bright Suns. And if you say goodbye in Galaxy's Edge, you say Tilda Spire. It's language that the people of Batuu use when they say hello and goodbye. Additionally, if you're leaving Galaxy's Edge, you would say I'm going off world, because they see it as Batuu as its own planet. And so if you're leaving Galaxy's Edge, you're going off the planet. So that's why you're going off world. Additionally, some of these lingos can confuse people. So they don't use dollars and cents in Batuu. They use a term called galactic credits. Additionally, I've heard of some guests saying, "Hey, where's the bathroom?" And the cast members are like, "What's a bathroom?" So you kind of have to play along with them, as well as if you want a photo pass taken, it's not called a photo, it's called a scan. So you'll see PhotoPass photographers, or if you're looking for a PhotoPass photographer and you want to take a photo of yourself, you're going to ask for a scan. So it's really immersive. Additionally, there is so much to see and purchase in Galaxy's Edge that when you're in there for that 4-hour window, I can't imagine you having any downtime. It used to be go, 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 which can be a good thing or a bad thing. Another really noteworthy aspect of Galaxy's Edge is the amazing animatronics, ranging from Don Akhdar in his Den of Antiquities. We see Doc moving around his desk and looking through and sorting things in his shop, which is really awesome. And then we also have Yondu in the queue for Smuggler's Run. From what I've seen, and all the reviews as well, he is the most advanced and fluid animatronic Disney has ever created. So it really feels like you're actually in the same room as Yondu before you enter in to Smuggler's Run. I also see a lot of potential for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This kind of bleeds into some of my cons. So currently there are only 2 rides at Galaxy's Edge. 2 rides that are, one's a simulator ride, the other one's going to be a dark ride. Disney kind of shot themselves in the foot with not having a 3rd ride and more of a simple ride in a sense. So kind of, I don't want to go through and compare everything to Wizarding World, but obviously that is their direct competitor. It is a large movie franchise that they've translated into a land, so it's kind of hard not to compare the 2. So currently at Wizarding World we have Flight of Gringotts as well as the tour of Hogwarts Castle. The tour of Hogwarts Castle takes you through this kind of more simulator ride, but there's a lot of practical effects in there, similar to how we find in what we'll find in Rise of the Resistance, where you go through the different scenes throughout the castle and you experience that ride. On the other hand, we have Flight of Gringotts, which Escape from Gringotts, my apologies, which is different but similar to. It's kind of like the weird cousin of Smuggler's Run, whereas you're in this large simulator and you go through either Gringotts or your mission to grab some cargo for Yondu in that smuggling run. Now, Wizarding World Open, they also had a roller coaster. Now, roller coasters are very easy and simple to create and open in time for these lands. So, Flight of the Hippogriff was one of the opening day attractions for Wizarding World. I think Disney missed the boat a little bit on having kind of a 3rd ride that could keep them outside and in the fresh air of Florida or Anaheim. I really think they could have kept it on theme. I wish they would have had either like a speeder bike roller coaster that brings you through the forest of Batuu, similar to what we see in the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi, with the Battle of Endor. I think they could have really called upon that motif in that moment from the original trilogy and had us kind of sweeping through the world of Batuu. I also would have liked to see maybe a pod racing ride instead of that speed bike ride. Also roller coaster, because we do see a pod racer in Ronto Roasters, because we also know that pod racing is a thing on Batuu, so that could have been a fun way to have a 3rd attraction that could have been open on opening day and kind of allowed us to also explore the great structures that they've created on Batuu for Galaxy's Edge. So that's just a little suggestion, Disney, if you're watching this. We'd love to see another roller coaster on theme, of course, keeping you in that world. Another con I have with Galaxy's Edge is the pure expense of going to Galaxy's Edge. Obviously, you don't have to pay to go to Galaxy's Edge other than your ticket. So you have that 1 park ticket or your annual pass, or if you're there for a multi-day stay, it's just part of one of your park days. But for you to experience creating a lightsaber, even experience the ceremony of Savi's workshop, you have to pay $200. And then if you want to go into Droid Depot and experience that moment of creating a droid, you pay another $100. So right now, all said and done, say you're at Disney World for a single day, you just want to go to Galaxy's Edge. A single day park ticket at Disney World is $125. And then you throw on another $200 to purchase a lightsaber, and another $100 to purchase a droid. Simple math states that you are about $425 in, not including tax, to purchase a lightsaber, to even experience the lightsaber ceremony, purchase a droid, and then be in the park in general. And then with admission, you do get to go on one ride, and that is Smuggler's Run. So that's expensive. And then if you want to buy a blue milk, which is $8, which is more expensive than a butterbeer. So people love butterbeer, people aren't loving blue milk, so maybe they should rethink their price on the blue milk right now until they figure it out and actually taste good. And then you go and you want to experience the cantina, and if you want to purchase that select commemorative mug, which I'm planning on purchasing for $42, you're up to another $4.75 in Galaxy's Edge, not including tax. And then you want to buy a couple t-shirts and some pins, you're close to $400 at that point. So, yeah. I understand that it is expensive to create a lightsaber, but does it really be $200? You tell me. So, going back to the Wizarding World comparison, to purchase a wand, which is the kind of counterpart to the lightsaber, it's this in-world item that only the most elite class use. If you're a wizard, you get to use a wand. If you're a Jedi, you use a lightsaber. But those are around $45 to $50. That is 4 times less than a lightsaber. So you tell me if it's worth it. Personally, I think it is, but it's very expensive. And if you're a kind of casual Star Wars fan, that's a lot of money to invest to have a full experience at Galaxy's Edge. So those are my final thoughts. If you've gone to Galaxy's Edge, please comment below your opinions and your experiences. At the end of the day, I have, as a Star Wars fan, I have a kind of a stronger opinion on all of this because I've been waiting for this all my life. I've always dreamed of a location, a place where I can actually experience Star Wars outside of the films, outside of the books, outside the Legos and everything, and I just wanted to be in that world, and I think Galaxy's Edge is that place. So I'm really excited to go eventually. Whenever we decide to go, whenever we get the money to go, we'll be vlogging that for sure, and you'll get all of my expert opinions after going to the land. So look forward to that whenever that happens. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know down below. I think it's gonna be a long video, honestly. So if you stuck through towards the end, hopefully the editing I'll cut down a little bit. But if you stuck around to the end, let me know down below. And if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Disney, I love Disney. Disney's one of my favorite places to visit. They produce some of my favorite movies, and obviously now one of my favorite movie franchises is part of Disney, so that's really exciting. And I'm looking forward to all the other land expansions that Disney brings us in the coming years. And I think there's going to be quite a few, especially in Hollywood studios. I'm more of a Disney World based guy. I really would love to go to Disneyland, but all my visits to Disney have been to Disney World, so I've got more vested interest in the development of that land. So I'd love to talk to you more about Disney-based topics in the future on this channel. If that really grows, we might start a second channel where it's us talking Disney, me talking Disney, and hopefully visiting Disney more often to give you live updates in the parks and so forth. So that's probably kind of farther in the future, but let me know if you'd like to see these videos on the vlog channel about my opinions on Disney as well as some upcoming breaking news. So make sure you comment below. I know it's been a while since we've been on this channel. I think it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So those of you on the video who are looking for a vlog, sorry. I just wanted to make sure I got my thoughts out there on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and the opening that occurred in Disneyland. So you'll probably see a future video probably in August after the opening of Disney Worlds, talking about kind of the implementation of Galaxy's Edge at Disney World. Obviously will be this in-depth review on the land and kind of a guidebook style video. But again, if you liked it, make sure you comment below, let me know, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a upload. We've got a lot of videos coming up in this week, so later this week, Wednesday and Friday, you'll see a new video, and the week after that, back to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule, because we've got a lot of videos in the archive now that we're start releasing, and then probably about a week or so, they're going to be current videos. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We have some really exciting videos especially with baby updates. If you didn't know, we're expecting our second child in December, so that's really exciting. So in the future, probably in the next month or so, you'll get some really awesome updates about the baby, so look forward to that. And then in the comment section below, guess, for all of you really hardcore Disney and Star Wars fans, this is Simba, but on my shirt. But comment below on why you think I wore a Lion King based shirt for this video. Those of you true fans will know why. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to see you in our next video. Bye.